The backup piece is a big piece of our total technology conversation we have, and that's one of the things we look at right away is, what is your backup strategy? How are you doing it today? Who's managing it? How do you know what's happening? How do you there's a lot of things behind backup, right? And a lot of customers will say, yeah, we got a backup, and we'll ask what it is and it's ever been tested, and then they say no. So we do talk about a fully managed backup platform that we sell. We talk about a co-managed platform, and then we generally want to understand what they're doing for backup, what their expectations around recoverability are, how they're getting it off-site. And if they don't want to do some of that, we will ask them to sign off on, hey, we're not taking responsibility for a backup we can't control. And it really comes from the top of that organization down. What is your backup stance? How fast do you want to be back on the data and the recoverability? How much do you want to spend on doing that? Because there becomes a real time and expenditure balance you have to meet there in the backup space.
When we first engage with an organization, backup is one of the first things that we take a look at through our normal assessment process. What we discover through that assessment process is generally that their backup is out of alignment somewhere. Well, now what we do when we engage with those organizations is we give them a set of guiding principles. And those guiding principles really show them what a good backup should look like and what expectations they should have. And then we say, here's where your backup stacks up. And so we educate them that way so they're not going out thinking that these subpar backups are still okay when they might be lacking. When we look at backup itself, we incorporate it in our guiding principles is what good security around a backup looks like. So it needs to be encrypted in transit and at rest. And then if they have a site, like a secondary site or something like that where they want to replicate to, we actually don't recommend that anymore because all of those vulnerabilities are accessible from whatever secondary site they might be using. So there too, we're talking about here's what good security looks like in the cloud, here's what you should be looking at as good for your backup, and here's what we're going to start moving towards. When they have an understanding of what good should look like and they're still okay with where they're at, then we put some sort of language in place. We have had them sign contracts before that says, hey, this is what your backup looks like now, you understand that, and we don't take any sort of accountability for that in those particular cases. So if they do call in and need a restore, if they don't have an internal IT person, it's kind of a best effort type approach. But again, that doesn't prevent us from working together. It's all kind of a continual process. So if they understand what good looks like, it usually only takes one problem and then they switch right over to a better backup.
We also require in our contract, before we'll touch any of their systems, that they have to have a verified backup. Now, of course, we offer backup services, but it's an option. So some of our clients who operate their own backups, we put it right in our contract that before we'll do any work on their system, they have to have a verifiable backup system. Now, I think, again, that's a much better process for a managed service provider. And we can assure them through our managed service portal that everything is good in order, that backups are happening, they're getting off-site. And in case of a disaster, a large disaster or a small one, like you just accidentally deleted a file, we can do the restore for them that quickly.